What is going on, guys? Craig1287 here. I'm bringing you yet another Battlefield 4 gameplay. Going on there in the background, it's just going to be a nice, pleasant little Metro Rush on Attackers gameplay, rocking, for the most part, the M416. The main thing that I wanted to talk about for today's video is it's a mixture of good and slightly bad news, but it's not really bad in the sense of it being really bad. I'll just get to it. They're putting out the 5th patch onto the CTE, and this is still a netcode patch, still stuff focusing mostly on netcode, which is their initiative number 1, but it is titled End of Initiative number 1, netcode patch number 5. So it would appear that this is going to be the last one that does any focus or attention towards the netcode stuff. So that's where it's just a negative. It's just, this is probably as good as we'll get. Now, the good thing is, it's pretty darn good. Again, I don't know if a lot of you guys have not had access to the CTE. If you're on console, sadly you have not, but it's been a very pleasant experience. The general netcode-y kind of feel of things, not getting shot behind walls and things like that, has been a much better experience than it is on the normal Battlefield 4. Is it quite to what Battlefield 3 or Bad Company 2 were? Maybe? But the fact that it's so close is good, because BF4's normal, it is pretty darn bad. So, in terms of the actual patch contents, it's really not that much. It's only 3 things. Jet rear view camera on separate button, aka free look. Russian Stealth Jet EMC visual effects fix. I don't really care too much about that. And the uniform soldier aiming improvements. And these are improvements based on the CTE player feedback. So they made some slight changes to how that is all handled. It's a little smoother feeling, so I like what they've done that. And what they're testing, what they're specifically looking at, is the contents of this patch includes fixes based on your feedback through the forums in the CTE. We would like you all to test these items and make sure we address them correctly in your opinion. So, as you can see there, they're not really looking for too much, and you can tell based on the 3 things, it's none of those 3 are really focused. I doubt any of them would have any influence on the actual netcode aspect of anything, so that it's kind of not exactly ending on a high note with this patch. I was hoping that it would be, you know, a whole bunch of, look at all from the feedback from these past 4 patches, we've gotten this amazing netcode fix, but sadly nothing is mentioned in there of that. Then they talk about the end of the initiative. This patch concludes the first initiative on the CTE. The end of an initiative will not necessarily mean it won't be worked on. In additional fixes and tweaks in this area, it will just not be the focus of the full team. So again, they'll still be working on stuff. There will still be some netcode fixes. It's just not going to be the biggest focal point. For the next release, next release in the retail game will include, and this is for the retail game, not the CTE, the next release in the retail game will include a bulk of the changes and fixes made on the CTE. We think this collection of changes to the game, which were tested through the CTE, is significant enough to warrant its own release as early as possible. And then they've got a list of some of the included features that will be in the default game release, and yeah, it's pretty good stuff. You know, there's some changes to fixing some of the packet loss that we've seen on CTE. A lot of the character collision improvements, so vaulting over stuff when near players has been a lot smoother, and going down hallways, everybody doesn't feel like they're, 300 pounds and filling up the hallway. You can actually walk past them a little better. Stuff dealing with the high frequency bubbles, the tick rate, where certain things are, the tick rate is only going to be 30 hertz at certain distances and things like that, and based on if you're in a tank or whether you're in an infantry, things like that. So, and of course, dampened explosive camera shake is going to be coming over. It is going to be making the transition, so that is just amazing. That, I mean, aside from the netcode stuff, that is one of my favorite things. So yeah, they then go on to talk about some future features that are going to be making their way on over. and not too many things that really stand out. Of course, the PC client stability improvement, that's always handy. They don't really go into too many specifics as to what is included in that, but basically some good stuff. And they're asking for further feedback. They are still going to be running the CTE and still wanting people to fill up the servers and test them when they're maxed out at 64 players. So yeah, definitely check that out. There is one post by one of the DICE employees in someone's thread that they started, and they don't say here, he doesn't say anything just outright, but it kind of made it seem like because of the better performance, that people seem like they are dying quicker because your bullets are making contact more and things like that. It's a lot easier to take people down, that they might end up making some slight changes to maybe the damage model. They might be upping the damage per bullet, or possibly reducing the damage per bullet, because it does make it seem like people are dying too quickly. They might be improving or increasing people's health. Who knows? They might increase the that armor perk for the body armor. They don't take any of that for anything certain. They don't make it too clear as to their intentions to that, nor do they say anything that they might be changing. But so that will be interesting if we see that done in one of these CTE patches. Who knows, maybe they will be making some balances to weapons and things of that sort. So, hope you guys have enjoyed the gameplay going on there in the background, and if you have not, keep paying attention to the CTE, because they will be adding a lot more people. That's one of the things that was released, shown there in the list, is that they are going to be adding in some new people. I think it's currently at around 10,000 people are allowed in, so if you are a premium PC person, then definitely check that out. Just once a day, just go on and see if you can get a spot in the CTE, because it is a great experience. So, hope you guys have enjoyed all of it. Have a good one. Ta-ta.